right, got most of my drivers checked in. Got a few more working their way to the driver's stand. Keep on going, guys. Keep on going.
Car 10. Alan Rodell.
All right, we got everybody checked in. Looks like I have a decent amount of marshals. Still have the right side of the track covered. All right, shoot out Brian, Kevin, Brandon, Jeff, Julian, Brian, Tony, and George. All right, folks.
5 seconds to the start of the race.
Get that car off the pipe, and we'll get this show on the road. All right, folks, we're going racing. Here we go. That's exactly what you're supposed to do on a live loop start. All right, everybody off to a start here. A pack of eager buggies. All right, 20 seconds in. Let these guys log in lap number 1. 30 seconds down. Fastest lap 1 goes to James Colicchio on 18.2. Got George in 18.7. Ed going 19.5. Sean in 19.6. or 19.7. Ooh, lap 2. James goes 17.8. George also goes 17.8. Sean going 18.6. Martin going 17.9. All right, we got 55 seconds down, 5:05 to go. Right now it's James, George, Sean, your top 3, followed by Martin, Theo, Ed, Anthony, and Alan. Just past the minute down. James Colicchio out front, 20:01 is the pace. You got George on 20:04, Sean 19:03, Martin 19:10, Theo 19:11. Got Ed 18:04, Anthony 18:14, Alan on a 13. We got a minute 20 down and 4:40 left in this one, drivers. Careful, back straight, back straight, back straight, back straight. Be careful on the back straight, guys. That is clear. All right, $1:35 down, 4:25 remains. Right now, Laxton taking over the top spot, 20:05. Torres in the 2, 2016. Arroyo in the 3, 19:05. Smith in the 4, and 19:09. Got Theo 19:10. Anthony 18:02. Careful on the back straight. That's clear now. Careful in the middle, guys. Careful at the speed bump. Careful at the speed bump. All right, folks. We got 3:55 remaining here. So George on top of the leaderboard, followed by Sean, Martin, Theo, Ed, Anthony, James, and Alan. We got 2:30 down, drivers, 3:30 left in this one. Oh, careful on the back straight, guys. Careful on the back. All clear, all clear. So right now, Laxton 1.8 ahead of Arroyo. Got Martin 2.1 ahead of Sean. Sean 1.6 ahead of Theo. Theo about 12 up on Ed. Ed about 2 up on Anthony. Anthony 2.5 ahead of James. And James 8 ahead of Alan. Got 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes left in this one. Fast lap of this one. Ed Smith going 17.1. Got Martin 17.8. George 17.8. Sean a 17.6. Theo 17.9. Got James going 17.8. 3:20 down, drivers, 2:40 left. George now just 1 second ahead of Martin. Martin 4.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 1/10 of a second ahead of Sean. Sean a lap up on Anthony. Anthony less than 1 second ahead of Ed. Ed about 5 seconds up on James. James about a lap up on Alan. All right, 3:45 down, drivers, 2:15 to go. George now 3 seconds up on Martin. Martin 4 up on Theo. Theo half a second ahead of Sean. Sean 12 up on Ed. Ed 1 up on Anthony. Anthony 5 ahead of James. Careful in the middle, guys. Careful with the speed bump. Got just under 2 minutes to go here. This is race number 1 on track. Minute 45 to go. Careful, end of the straightaway, guys. End of the straightaway. End of the straightaway, guys. Be careful. Go wide. That is clear. We got minute 30 to go. George now 7 seconds up on Martin. Martin 9 seconds up. Actually, Martin 2 seconds up on Theo. Theo 5 seconds up on Sean. Sean 10 ahead of James. James 5 ahead of Ed. Ed 2 ahead of Anthony. We got minute 10 left in this one, drivers. 70 seconds to go. All right, 1 minute left. George, Martin, Theo, Sean, James, Ed, Anthony, and Alan, your full order. Careful with the speed bump, guys. Ooh. 40 seconds remaining. Race leader dropping that white and blue car through the rhythm section. Second place going to be the green and purple. Careful with the speed bump, guys. Careful with the speed bump. "20 seconds to go, drivers." Oh. Take it easy. Take it easy. 10 seconds to go. Careful up front, guys. Careful up front. That's clearing up.
George Laxon done.
And George Laxon getting caught at the line.
Martin Arroyo done. Sean Torres done. Alan Rodil done. Ed Smith done. 10 car Ted done. James Colicchio done.
All right, one more car. And that
All
will be a
drivers are
race,
finished.
drivers. George Laxon goes
Anthony
19 flat.
Zachiglowski done.
Got Martin in 1904, Theo 1906, James 1912, Sean 1804, Ed 1701, Anthony 1718, and Alan 1602. All right, folks, moving on to race number 2. All right, race number 2 is going to be Boris, Jimmy, Chloe, Matt, Ryan, Joe, Ron, and Dave.
Ryan R. Randall. Chef Dave. Rice Cakes Jr. Matt Dowdy. Jimmy Blackwell. Joe Colicchio. Boris Morales. Ron Williams.
All right, let's get all
1
the
minute to the
turn
start of
marshals
the
to the
race.
racetrack, please. That'll be George, Martin, Theo, James, Sean, Ed, Anthony, and Alan. All right, this is heat number 2 of Buggy.
45 seconds to the
This is
start
Buggy
of the race.
Wednesday here at NorCal Hobbies. 30 buggies, actually 31 buggies lined up and ready to race tonight. Group number 2 on track at the moment. Got my
30
marshals out
seconds
here.
to the start of the race.
I don't know, we might need your help later. All right, folks. We're going to go up. Let's get that car flipped over, and then we'll go racing.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, folks. It's about that time. Heat number 2. Okay, everybody is on the clock. All right, fastest opening lap. Careful on the back straight. That's clear. A little hop at the rhythm. All right, Ryan Randall, fastest opening lap, 16.9. Boris going 17.0. All right, we're 45 seconds in now. Your early running order again be Boris, Dave, Jimmy, Ron, Chloe, Matt, Brian, and Joe. We got 1 minute down, 5 minutes left. Fastest lap so far, Ryan Randall dipping his toes into the 16s. And almost everyone else low to mid 17s. 1:15 down, drivers 4:45 left. Right now it's Jimmy. Oh, now it's Boris back out front. And now Dave Kreider taking a turn at the top of the leaderboard. Going 16.9 that time around. All right, $140 in. Boris now back to the top. So we got Boris and Dave both 21.09 for pace. Got Dave improving to 21.06 this time around. That puts him in sole possession of the top spot. Kreider going 16.8 that last time by. Puts his pace out at 21.06. Got Boris 21.14, Matt 21.16, Jimmy 20.01, Ryan 20.02, Ron 20.11. Got Joe on an 18 and Chloe on a 16. Got 2:15 down, drivers 3:45 left. All right, 2:25 in, 3:35 to go. Dave Kreider 21.06, Boris going 21.12, Matt 21.16, Jimmy 20 flat. Oh, careful in the rhythm. That's getting cleared up. That's clear. 3:15 remains. So Dave currently 2.5 seconds ahead of Boris. Boris 2.7 ahead of Jimmy. Jimmy 0.4 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.5 ahead of Ron. Ron 8.2 ahead of Matt. Matt 4.5 ahead of Joe, and Joe lap up on Chloe. We got 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes left. $3:10 down, 2:50 to go. Dave Kreider now 1 second ahead of Boris. That's one of the closer battles. We also got a battle between Ron and Ryan. 4 and 5, they're just half a second apart this time by. Ooh, Ryan going 16.8 that time by. Jimmy dropping a 17.0. 2:20 to go, drivers. Yeah, Dave Kreider 21.10, Boris 21.11, Jimmy 21.15, Ryan 20.02, Ron 20.03, Matt 20.16, Joe on a 19, and Chloe on a 17. Careful in the rhythm, drivers. Go inside, go inside. That is clear. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Kreider and Morales just 0.3 of a second apart. And that is the battle for the race lead. Those guys find themselves about 2 seconds up on Jimmy. Jimmy about 4 seconds up on Ryan. Ryan just 0.7 ahead of Ron. Got Ron 7 seconds ahead of Matt. Matt 1.5 ahead of Joe. Minute 30 remaining, drivers. 90 seconds left in this one. Careful on the tabletop, guys. That's clearing up. Minute 20 to go. All right, race leaders driving the green and white car. Second place car, give me that light blue, the Corsa Gray Tamiya PS32, driven by Boris Morales. Really is a good color. Got Jimmy Blackwell in the 3 spot, driving the orange and green ride, making his way onto the back straight. Battle for the 4 spot. It's going to come down to Ron Williams and Ryan Randall. They're less than 1 second apart right now. Actually, that battle between Boris and Jimmy is starting to get closer. Those guys now half a second apart. 35 seconds to go, drivers. Dave, Boris, Jimmy, Ryan, Ron, Joe, Matt, and Chloe, your full running order. "20 seconds to go. "5 seconds left. And looks like Dave now about 3 seconds clear of Boris. Boris now about a second clear of Jimmy, but that could change heading into the final lap here.
Rice Cakes Jr. done.
Keep going, drivers.
Chef Dave done. Ryan R. Randall done. Matt Dowdy done. Boris Morales done. Ron Williams done. Jimmy Blackwell done. All drivers are finished.
All right, that'll be a finish.
Joe
Dave Kreider
done.
goes 21:09. Jimmy Blackwell goes 21:13.0. Boris Morales 21:13.5. Ryan 20:03. Matt goes 20:10. Joe 20:12. Ron 20:13. And Chloe 17. All right, folks, moving on to race number 3. That'll be Omar, David, Andrew, Lucas, Nelson, Jordan, and Ray.
Andrew Newell. Lucas Sichiglowski. Jordan Rivera. Omar Man and Salsa. Ray Silione. Nelson B. David Newell. One minute to the start of the race.
Careful at the tabletop, guys. Careful at the tabletop. Turn marshals are going to be my drivers from the previous group. If I can get all my drivers from the last group to the racetrack.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
All right,
30
folks,
seconds
looks
to the
like
start of the race.
majority of my racers are ready to go. So we're going to send them. Let's go racing. You know, can't help but notice we got Jimmy wearing the coveralls. Got Ron Williams rocking some suspenders. I've been trying to encourage my buddy Theo Lynn to do the same. Let me get Theo some suspenders for his birthday. All right, 30 seconds in, 5:30 to go. Jordan Rabara going 16.5 to open this one up. Omar lap 2 going 16.6. Andrew lap 2 is 16.4, but he's looking for more. We got 50 seconds down right now. It is Omar Manan Salah on top of the leaderboard. Ray Saloni in the 2, followed by Nelson, Jordan, David, Andrew, and Lucas. Still very close here. First to last, only 4 seconds. 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. Ooh, Andrew Knoll, 16.1. Omar Manan Salah, 16.4. Okay, we got a $1.20 down, 4:40 left. Right now, Omar's pace 22.05, and he is looking alive. Nelson B on a 22.09. Jordan Rabara 21.04. Ray Saloni 21.07. Lucas Siglowski 21.08. David Knoll 21.12. Andrew Knoll 21.13. Step on it, Andrew. Dad's beating you. Yeah, 155 in, 4:05 to go, drivers. And with that, Andrew Knoll goes to 16.0. Way to go, bro. All right, 2:10 in, 3:50 left. Omar 22:05, Jordan 22:12, Nelson 22:15, Andrew 21:04, Lucas 21:05, Ray 21:06, and David at 21:10. Pretty strong showing for all these drivers so far. Got everyone 21:09 or better. That basically means everyone in this group is faster than current TQ pace. Got 2:45 in, 3:15 to go. Oh, a little help. Thank you, thank you. All clear. Got Omar now 2.4 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1 second ahead of Ray. Ray 3.2 ahead of David. David 0.2 ahead of Lucas. 3:15 down, 2:45 to go. Fast lap being reset by Jordan a couple laps ago, going 16.000. That was as close as you can get to a 15.9 without actually getting a 15.9. But we still got 2:25. Jordan might get that 15.9 before the end of this one. I'm rooting for him. 2:20 remaining. Omar Manan solid, 22:09. Nelson 22:12. Jordan 22:15. Ray 21:01. Andrew 21:05. David 21:09. And Lucas 21:10. Got everybody in this group in the 16s. Jordan going 16:0. Whoa. Go, Dave, go. 1:45 remains. All right, Omar 2.2 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.4 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 2.2 ahead of Ray. Ray 2 seconds up on Andrew. Andrew 6.7 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.3 ahead of David. Got a minute 20 remaining here, folks. Nelson B that time around, 16:1. He's having fun. All right, drivers, just over a minute. Omar, Jordan, Nelson, Ray, Andrew, David, and Lucas, your full running order. .45 seconds remain. So we got Nelson starting to close in on Omar here. 1.3 is the gap. So Omar 22:10, Nelson 22:11, Jordan 22:13, Andrew 22:15, Ray 22:16, Lucas 21:11, and David 21:13. Time is running thin here in race number 3. Got race number 4 coming up next.
Omar Man and Salsa done.
All right, Omar
Lucas
going
Sichagloski done.
22:10.
Nelson B done. Andrew Newell done.
Wow, Andrew
Jordan
Newell going
Rivera done.
15:9 on the final lap.
David Newell done. All drivers are
And
finished.
that will be a race, drivers.
Ray Cilioni
Omar
done.
goes 22:10. Got Jordan 22:11. Nelson also going 22:11. Andrew 22:13. Ray 22:15. Lucas 21:08. David 21:12. Pretty close run group there. Race number 4. Should be another good one. This one's going to be Brian, Kevin, Brandon, Jeff, Julian, Bryant, Tony, and George.
George Lynn. Kevin Allen. Too Soon Jr. Rice cakes. Gunther. El Tigre. BP. One minute to the start of the race.
So what'd you up for, Brandon?
Julian
Brass or
Taylor.
aluminum?
45 seconds to the start of the race.
Oh, okay, we're on the brass car. He's running brass and he's on the gas.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, folks, looks like everybody's lining up. We're going racing. All right, and that is how you do a live loop start. All right, lap numero uno. We got Brian Mirafuente going 15.8, Brian going 16.3, Jeff 16.4, Kevin 16.4, George 16.5, Brandon 16.5, Julian 16.8, Tony 16.8. 35 seconds in the books. George Lynn going 15.9. Looks like George might be rocking the Associated car this round. 50 seconds in. Right now it is, wow. It's going to be Brian Gross now to the top spot. Followed by Brandon, George, Brian, Kevin, Jeff, Tony, and Julian. From first to last, it's only 5 seconds here. We got Jeff Miranda out there rocking black wheels. They look cool, but I can't see what angle they're at. We got minute 25 in, 4:35 to go. Right now, Bryant back to the front. 23.08 is the pace. George Lynn, 23.11. Brian Gross, also 23.11. Brandon going 23.12. Kevin, 23.14. Tony, 22.06. Julian, 21.05. And Jeff, 21.07. Got 4:15 left in this one. Bar being set by Manon Sala, lost heat at a 22.10. Careful in the rhythm, guys. Wow, Noel making his way to that car very quickly. You know, Andrew, if you don't do sports, you probably should. You got some feet. 2:15 down drivers, 3:45 to go. Whoa, we got a tumbler. Oh, there's a pipe there. So BP taking a moment at the front. Now it's going to be Kevin Allen taking a turn on top of the leaderboard. Kevin Allen's pace right now, 23.13. Got Mirafuente, 22.01. Perea, 22.03. Wilson, 22.04. Gross, 22.04. Lynn, 22.10. Miranda, 22.14. And Taylor, 22.16. Yeah, and 22.16 or faster from this group. Looking good. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. Kevin right now 1.4 ahead of Brian. Brian 1 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 0.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.1 ahead of Tony. Tony 1.7 ahead of George. George 2.4 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 1.6 ahead of Julian. All right, 2:30 remains. Fast lap. Bryant Mirafuente at 15.4. Got Brian Gross going 15.9. Jeff Miranda 15.9. George going 15.8. Brandon 15.8. Tony 16.1. Kevin 16.0. Julian 16.2. 2:15 to go. right, 4 minutes in, 2 minutes to go. All right, minute 45 to go. Bryant now back to the front. 23-12 now the pace. Kevin 23-14, Bryant 22-01, Tony 22-03, Brandon 22-04, George 22-06, Jeff 22-09, Julian 22-12. Got minute 30, drivers, 90 seconds left. All right, a minute 20 remains. Bryant, Kevin, Brian, your top three. Bryant 2.9 ahead of Kev. Kev 1.7 up on Brian. Brian 2 seconds up on BP. Brandon 0.018 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.9 ahead of George. George 2.9 up on Jeff. Jeff 2 seconds ahead of Julian. "35 seconds, drivers." Bryant now 5 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 3.6 ahead of George. That mid-pack battle is going to come down to the final lap. George, Brandon, Tony, and Brian all within 1 second. Things tightening up here towards the finish. 20 seconds to go. So George 0.3 ahead of Brandon. Brandon 0.6 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.9 ahead of Brian now. 5 seconds on the clock. Keep on going, drivers. Keep on going.
George Lynn done. BP done. Rice Cakes done. LT Gray done. Goomba done. Too Soon Jr. done.
One more.
Julian Taylor done.
And that'll be a race, guys.
All drivers are finished.
Wow, Kevin going 15-8 on the final
done.
lap. Good job. All right, Brian Mirafuente 23-10 takes TQ. Got Kevin 23-14. George 22-03. Brandon 22-03. Wow. George, Brandon, Tony, and Brian all 22-03. Good job, guys. Jeff goes 22-08 and Julian 22-09. Good job, everybody. Everyone going faster than the previous TQ in this group. All right, folks, time is now about 7:10. Let's get round number 2 started in, let's go 10 minutes, guys, 10 minutes. All right, round 2 will begin 7:20.
George Lynn. (16-2). (16-4). George Laxon. (16 flat), BP. 18 flat. 16-7, 18-6, 19-7, 10 car 10, 16-1, 16-7, 19-2, 18 flat, 16-1, 14-8, 18-5, 18-9, 18-9, 18-2, 18-6, 18-5, 53.3, 18-6, 18-3, 16-3, 19-6, 38.6, 19-1, 20.1, 58 flat, 16-9, 20.1, 16-2, 19-3, Chef Dave, 16-4, 17-6, 17-6, 16 flat, 16-8, 16-1, 17-6, 16-4, Ryan R. Randall, 18-2, 16-1, 17 flat, 19-3, 17-2, 17-5, 17-1, 16-7, 17-7, 16-9, 16 flat, 18-9, 19-1, 17 flat, 17-1, 17-2, 17-4, 18-6, 16-6, Lucas Sichigloski, 17-3, 26 flat, 40.1, 18-2, 17-2, 16-8, 17-5, 18-4, 17-1, 16-6,
All right, folks.
17-1.
It is that time. We're going to go racing. Round number 2.
Alan Rodil. Sean Torres. James Colicchio.
All right, folks. George, Martin, Theo, James, Sean, Ed, Anthony, and Alan. Turn marshals will be the drivers from race number 4.
Martin Arroyo.
Careful on the back straight, guys. Go wide. Go wide on the back straight.
Ed Smith. Anthony Zachiglowski.
All right, folks. Oh, Martin, you good? All right.
1 minute to the start of the race.
Don't listen to that guy. We are going racing in less than 5. All right, we got James going 18-1, Ed 18-7, Anthony 18-8, George 19-1, Theo 20.6, Alan 21-4, Martin 22-5, Sean 27-8. Just the opening lap here. Got 5:20 left in this one, drivers. All right, you can go ahead, Sean. 45 seconds down, 5:15 remains. Got 2 laps in the books for most of my runners here. Your order so far going to be James, George, Ed, Theo, Martin, Anthony, Alan, and Sean. 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go.
There's a corner.
1:10 down. James Colicchio leading the way. He is currently working on a 20-lap run. So is George. Got Martin 19:08, Theo 19:11, Ed 19:16. Anthony 18:10, Alan 17:07, and Sean 16:04. And it looks like George Laxton picking up the top spot. Right now, your top 5 looking like George, Martin, Theo, James, and Ed, followed by Alan, Sean, and Anthony. We got $1.50 down, 4:10 left in this race. George Laxton currently 2013 for pace. Got James 19:04, Theo 19:07, Martin 19:09, Alan 18:15, Sean 18:17, Anthony 17:18, Ed 16:12. Careful back straight, guys. Careful on the back straight. That's clear. Careful in the rhythm. Go inside. And that is almost clear. 2:25 down, drivers, 2:35 left. Oh.
Done.
Got 2:40 down, 2:20 left in this one.
Oh, okay.
George Laxton now 3.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 1.2 ahead of James. James about 4 seconds up on Martin. Martin 11 up on Alan. Alan 4 ahead of Sean. Sean 1.1 ahead of Ed. And Ed 10 up on Anthony. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes left. Fastest lap, 16.9 out of Martin Arroyo. 2:45 left. $2:30 to go. Careful on the back straight, go a little wide. 2:20 remains here. George now 3.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 4.2 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.2 ahead of James. James a lap up on Ed. Ed 4 seconds up on Sean. Sean 7 seconds up on Alan. Careful at the wall ride, guys. That is clear. 2 minutes remain. Minute 50. George Laxon, 2015 for pace. Theo Lynn now 1902, James 1907, Martin 1911, Ed 1704, Sean 1709, Alan 1714. A minute 30 to go. So George 5 up on Theo. Theo 3.5 up on Martin. Martin just 0.9 ahead of James. Minute 15 remains. That is 75 seconds. Careful on the back straight. That's getting cleared up. 1 minute remains. Oh, George 2016, we got Theo 1903, Martin 1906, James 1909, Ed 1819, Sean 1706, Alan 1719. 40 seconds, drivers. Closest battle here, going to be Martin versus Theo versus James for that 2 spot. 30 seconds remain. That one's going to come down the final lap here. 20 seconds to go. Martin just 0.3 ahead of James. James just 0.9 ahead of Theo. Ooh.
James Colicchio done. Sean Torres done. Ed Smith done. Martin Arroyo done. 10 car Ted done.
Careful in the rhythm, guys.
George Laxon done.
One more. And that will be a race.
Alan
George
Rodil
Laxon
done.
takes this one, 2017. James takes the 2 spot, 1904. Martin, 1907. Theo, 1911. Ed, 1706. Sean, 1707. Alan, 1715. All right, folks, I'm going to need all my drivers from that last group to come on out to turn marshal. Race number 2.
Ryan R. Randall. Boris Morales. Joe Colicchio. Rice Cakes Jr. Matt Dowdy. Ron Williams. Jimmy Blackwell. Chef Dave. 1 minute to the start of the race.
All right, let's see. Do I have George, James, Martin, Theo, Ed, Sean, Alan, and Anthony out here to turn marshal?
"45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, let's see. Looks like everybody's ready to go. So, we're going to go racing momentarily
15
here.
seconds to the start
These
of the
guys get
race.
a chance to get back to the staging area. And a little help for that car, please. All right, we're going
Less than
racing.
5.
All right, everybody is on the clock. All right, Kreider going 17.5. Dowdy going 17.7. Williams going 18.2. Ryan going 17.5. Jimmy an 18.0. Chloe an 18. Joe an 18. At 35 seconds in. Ryan Randall once again going fastest opening lap. Goes fastest second lap as well. Oh. A little bit of tough luck on the third lap, however. 50 seconds in. All right, 105 down, 4:55 to go. Dave Kreider, 21.06. Matt Dowdy going 21.15. Boris Morales, 21.17. Jimmy at 21.17 as well. Joe, 20.01. Ron, 20.01. Ryan, 20.15. And Chloe almost on a 20. We got 125 down, 4:35 remaining. Dave Kreider, 21.03 is the pace at the moment. Boris about 2.5 back. Jimmy 0.02 behind Boris. Joe just 0.7 back of Jimmy. Ron 0.4 back of Joe. Ryan just 1 second back of Ron. And Chloe 1 second back of that battle as well. Yeah, 150 down, 4:10 to go, drivers. Two minutes in, 4 minutes left. Race leader is the green and white. Second place is the light gray blue, also known as Corsa Gray, to me a PS32. Yeah, Ron Williams occupying the 3 spot, driving the yellow car with the red stripes. All right, 3:30 remains. Right now it is Dave, Ron, Boris, followed by Joe, Matt, Ryan, Chloe, and Jimmy. Oh, careful in the rhythm section, drivers. Be careful in the rhythm section. That is clear. Good job, James. Oh, helping the rhythm. All right, folks, 250 down, 3:10 to go. Dave Kreider still off front. 21.05 is the pace. Let's see, what did Dave do? So that is an improvement for Dave. Looks like he could potentially gain a grid spot here. Got Boris going 20 flat. Ron 20.01, Ryan 20.11, Joe 2016, Matt 2018, Jimmy 19.05, Chloe 19.10. 240 left in this race, drivers. Careful in the rhythm. That is clear. 225 remains. So we got a mid-pack battle going on here. We got Ryan just 0.2 ahead of Joe. Joe 0.3 ahead of Matt. And Matt just 1 second ahead of Jimmy. Just over 2 minutes left in this one, drivers. Dave right now 6.8 seconds up on Boris. Boris is 0.5 ahead of Ron. Ron 6.6 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.9 ahead of Matt. Matt 2 seconds up on Joe. Joe 0.4 up on Jimmy. Jimmy a lap up on Chloe. About 1:45 remaining. Ooh, yeah, Matt going 17.1 that last time by. 1:30 remains, drivers. 90 seconds to go. Dave's still about 6.8 seconds up on Boris Morales. Got Boris now 5 seconds up on Ron. Ron 2.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.7 ahead of Matt. Matt 1.1 ahead of Jimmy. Jimmy 7 up on Joe. Joe 10 up on Chloe. Got 1 minute to go, drivers. $55 seconds remain. Jimmy with a 15.8. Yep. 40 seconds, drivers, 40 seconds. 30 seconds left. Crichton now, oh, trouble up front. $20 seconds to go, drivers, 20 seconds left. Oh man, Boris, some tough luck on this lap. And that's gonna move Ron Williams up to the 2. Ah, trouble for Williams. Come on the other side. Oh man, handled like a FedEx package.
Boris Morales done. Chef Dave done. Ryan R. Randall done. Rice Cakes Jr. done. Ron Williams done.
Okay, that'll be a
Matt
race,
Dowdy
guys.
done. Joe Colicchio done.
I do one
All
little
drivers
edit
are
here.
finished. Jimmy Blackwell done.
All right, if I can get my drivers from that race out here to turn marshal, please. Final results, we got Dave Crider going 21:10, Ryan Randall 20:04, Boris at 20:05, Ron 2012, Jimmy 2013, Matt 2015,
Lucas Sichiglovsky,
Joe 19:05,
Nelson V.
and Chloe 18:08. All right, moving on to race 3, race number 3.
David Newell. Ray Silione. Omar Man and Salsa. Jordan Rivera. Andrew Newell. One minute to the start of the race.
All right, got everybody checked in. Looking for my turn marshals, please. All my drivers from that previous group. Turn marshals will be Ryan, Boris, Ron, Jimmy, Matt,
45
Joe, and
seconds to
Chloe.
the start of the race.
This is race number 3 on track.
I'm starting to learn that Old Man and Creek is the fucking I just told her right now, don't race me like
30 seconds to the start of the race.
All right, got my marshals out here and got everybody checked in, waiting. We are going racing, guys.
15
Do I have
seconds
somebody
to
over
the
in this
start of the
corner?
race.
All right, we're going racing. All right, that was probably one of the better examples of a live loop start I've seen of drivers. David starts us off 18-2, Nelson 16-5, Lucas 17-2, all my Andrew goes 16-8, Ray. Andrew goes 16-8, Ray 17-8. Andrew goes 16-8, Ray 17-8. 35 seconds in, 17-8. 35 seconds in, drivers. 35 seconds in, drivers. Omar Manansala going 16-6. Andrew Knoll goes 16-2. Careful on the back straight, go wide, go wide. Careful on the back straight, go wide. All clear. Careful on the back straight, go wide, go wide. Careful on the back straight, go wide. All clear. 1. Going 16-2. 2. Lap 3, not as quick, but still a decent lap. Keeps Andrew Knoll on top of the leader. Got Lucas 21-01. Nelson